Hey everyone, today we'll be focusing on our C++ basic course, and today we will be focusing on the following lesson, and without any further hesitation, let's get started. And now we're going to be dealing with different data types. So in C++ and various programming languages as well, we have different data types such as strings, integers, and booleans, just to name a few. And today we're going to be focusing on actually adding up different modes of integers and how integers are actually built inside of C++. So if you're already starting a project, just recall, so File, New, you select your project right over here, and on Mac you go Command Line Tool, you can select a name and such, and then select the language, and then press Next. And then you'll finally have your project already open, just a quick overview. And so just going over, we have our libraries at the top, and then we have our main function as well. And the iOS stream enables the program to perform input and output. And so what we will be doing for us to be able to add integers all together, just going to get rid of this part over here. I'm going to include using namespace std so we can prevent any modes of repetition. What we will be doing is that I will also be creating a multi-line comment right here. So as we recall, it's /** right here. We will be adding integers. And we always return 0, stating program has ran successfully. And what we will be doing is that we need to first initialize, which means to declare variables, can be of any type. Here, this time we will do integers. And so we are just going to be doing this. We are just going to do int number1, or we will just do camel case, or just how we do it right here in proper formatting, 0. Always put your semicolon right here as a statement terminator. Int number2 over here as we initialize this to 0. And then we are going to initialize our sum over here, which will also be 0 in this case. That is typically how it's done, but since we have already put in zeros in that case, in most of your programming languages, eventually in the future, for simplification, won't have to deal with this. But for the sake of this practice, just to learn about everything and knowing exactly what it means to declare variables, this is what we are doing, and then we're also initializing lists simultaneously. So this is why we do what we are doing. Saying our sums for numbers 1 and 2 over here. And so I'm going to have a statement count over here, or cout. We're going to enter the first integer. We're just going to have that right here for the integer. And then we are going to have sin, but typically called cn in this case, and we're going to use these two arrows to indicate what we need to put in. And so we're going to have number 1 down here. It's going to accept the first number, and then it's going to ask us enter the second integer. We do the same thing we did before, sin number 2 in this case, and then we can declare sum is equal to number 1, we notice in our IDE, plus number 2, and then we'll have count. Sum is sum, and then we will have end L. So looks like our program has compiled and it has not detected errors automatically. So what I'm going to be doing is just zooming out a little bit here so we get a full picture. Then I'm going to open up our console here. I'm just going to run this. All right, the build has succeeded. And as we can see down here, we are asked to enter the first integer. I'm just going to put in 8, and then I'm going to press enter. Enter the second integer, and I'm going to go 10. And voila, the sum is 18. And notice how we are able to end over here. And then we are able to have a final line program ended with exit code 0, which means stay in the program has ran successfully. So yes, this was dealing with integers in total, and also just to be able to go over our declarations and variables simultaneously. So what we have done initially, just to recap, is that the following of what we have initialized are declarations, and the identifiers are indicated as number 1, number 2, and sum as the various variables. And variable is a location in the computer's memory where value can be stored for the use of the program. The data types used are integers, which are considered whole numbers. And also the brackets we have used over here are to initialize a list commonly introduced in C++11. And there are also different techniques for how you can actually initialize simultaneously. So other techniques that also would come to mind can also be your data types can be the following. We can just have integer over here, number 2, 0, and then sum of 0. And then there's also another way we can do int number 1 is equal to 0, int number 2 is equal to 0, int sum is equal to 0. That can also work simultaneously as well, but also just keep the name consistent. We can do the same thing over here. Just gonna run this. Build succeeded. 8, 10. We still get the same thing over here. And another way we can do that is that we can also initialize this way. So we got 8, 10, and sum is 18. There we go. That's also another way. People like it that way. Keep everything simple as well. There's just a different way of how we initialize simultaneously. So we can just keep it like this for the sake of keeping it just user-friendly whenever seeing the code as well. Just gonna put this right here. For the sake of it, be sure you have your semicolons as well for the sake of practice and or statement terminators. And yeah, so we will be also dealing with other variable types. Right now, we're just focusing on integers, and then we will be focusing on other fundamental initializations of different data types as well. Hey everyone, thank you very much for taking time to watch this video. If you found this video helpful, be sure to feel free and please like and subscribe. And if you have any other questions as well, feel free to put it in the comments section. And as always, take care. Cheers. Bye-bye.